Hello everyone. In today's class, I am going to solve a practical problem related to rectification of errors. In my previous class, I explained about classification of errors and one-sided and two-sided errors. Please watch that class first and proceed with this one, and I will provide the link in the description box. So let's see the problem. See here, purchase book was undercast by rupees 600. Purchase book, it was undercast by rupees 600. It means what? Purchase book, it was short by rupees 600. What I said in the previous classes, if there is undercast, what we have to do? We have to write on the same side. Means we will debit the purchase account. We will always debit the purchase account, right? In the case of undercast also, we need to debit the purchase account and credit the suspense account. It means what? We have to write on the same side. Means we need to debit the purchase account only in the case of undercast. But if there is overcast of purchase, what we have to do? We have to write on the other side, means opposite side. If purchase account is debited, if there is overcast, we need to credit the purchase account and debit the suspense account. Only in the case of overcast. Means what? In the overcast, we need to cancel that extra amount. We have to credit the purchase account. Okay? Means if it is debited, we need to credit. Credited, we need to debit. But here in the case of undercast, we have to write on the same side and we need to credit the suspense account. Okay, so what is the rectification entry? Purchase book was undercast, means short by rupees 600. See here. Now let's write the rectification entry. So purchase account debtor to suspense account. Purchase account debtor to suspense account, that is rupees 600. Right? Okay. So see here. Purchase book was undercast by rupees 600. So our rectification entry is, what is our original entry here? Purchase account debtor to cash account. Okay. This is the original entry or correct entry. But in the case of rectification, what we have to write? And in the case of undercast, purchase account, we need to debit. And in the rectification entry also, and in the case of undercast, we need to debit the purchase account and credit the suspense account. Okay? This is the rule. Purchase account debtor to suspense account. That is the rectification entry. And write down the narration being purchase book that it was undercast by rupees 600, that is rectified. Okay, this is the narration. Now let's see the second transaction. See here, machinery purchased for rupees 15,000 was debited to the purchase account. Here we purchased the machinery, means that is a fixed asset. Means we have to write debit the machinery account, not the purchase account. But here what is the error they have made? That is, they debited the purchase account. It is the error in this problem. Now let's solve the problem. See here, first what we have to do? We have to write down the correct entry. Here machinery purchased for rupees 15,000 was debited to the purchase account. Here what is the correct entry? Machinery account debtor to cash account. That is the correct entry. See here. Second one, right? So correct entry. Machinery account debtor to cash account. This is our correct entry. But and what is the wrong entry here? Wrong entry here they debited the purchase account, means here the wrong entry is purchase account debtor to cash account. This is the wrong entry. This is the error in this transaction. They debited the purchase account. When we purchase the fixed asset, we have to debit fixed assets account, means machinery account or any computer account. Okay, like that. Here wrong entry is purchase account debtor to cash account. Okay, now what is the next step? Now we have to reverse the wrong entry. Now we have to reverse the wrong entry. Wrong entry is purchase account debtor cash to cash account. Now we have to reverse this entry. So cash account debtor to purchase account. Now this entry we have to compare with the correct entry. Okay, that is here we need to cancel cash account and cash account. Here in the correct entry cash account is credited and in the reverse the wrong entry here cash account is debited. So cancel the cash account. We have to compare this reverse the wrong entry with correct entry. Okay, now we have to write down the rectification entry. So our rectification entry is, see here, machinery account debtor to purchase account. Machinery account debtor to purchase account. See here, machinery account debtor to purchase account. Okay, this is the rectification entry. Here what they said, machinery purchased for rupees 15,000, it was debited to the purchase account. So we should not debit the purchase account here. We have to debit machinery account. So we need to cancel the purchase account now. Means we have to rectify the mistake. So for that we have to cancel the purchase account that is debited. So to cancel what we have to do, we need to credit the purchase account. Okay, that's it. So what is the rectification entry here? See here, write down machinery account debtor to purchase account. Here we need to credit the purchase account. We need to cancel the purchase account, that is rupees 5,000. So what is the narration here? Being machinery purchased was wrongly debited to the purchase account. Here add wrongly. Okay, being machinery purchase that is wrongly debited to the purchase account, now rectified. Okay, this is the narration. Now we will see the third transaction. Rupees 5,000 received from Ravi. From whom we have received the cash? From Ravi. It was not recorded in the books. It was not recorded in the books means they omitted. They not at all recorded in the books. So in this case, what is the rectification entry here? Just we need to pass the journal entry. Okay, what is the journal entry here? Rupees 5,000 received from Ravi means from Ravi. Cash account debtor to Ravi's account. Cash account debtor to Ravi's account. That is rupees 5,000. Sorry, here in the second transaction the amount is rupees 15,000. Okay, 15,000. And that for third transaction the amount is rupees 5,000. Clear? See, what is the narration now? Being for rupees 5,000 received from Ravi was not recorded in the books. Now it is recorded. Okay, this is the narration. Means here in the third transaction they not at all recorded this transaction. Means the rectification entry is simply we have to pass the journal entry. Means we have to record this transaction. This is only our rectification entry. Clear? Now we will move to the fourth transaction. Rent paid rupees 3,500 was wrongly credited to the rent account instead of debiting it. Instead of debiting it. Rent, see the transaction very carefully. Rent paid rupees 3,500 was wrongly credited. It was wrongly credited. What we will do? We will debit the rent account to the rent account instead of debiting it. Means here, see here, fourth transaction, rent paid. What is the correct entry? First write down the correct entry here. Rent account debtor to cash account. Rent account debtor to cash account. This is the correct entry. But here what happens? What is the error? Here they credited the rent account instead of debiting it. Means here the wrong entry is here to rent account means they credited the rent account here. Okay, means now what we have to do? What is the rectification entry? So our rectification entry is means we have to debit the rent account. So debit rent account and credit suspense account to suspense account. Why suspense account here? See here they said rent paid rupees 3,500 was wrongly credited to the rent account instead of debiting it. What is our correct entry? Rent account debtor to cash account. Here only they did the mistake, that is they credited the rent account. They credited the rent account. Okay. So here we need to, our rectification entries, we need to debit the rent account and credit the suspense account. Rent account debtor to suspense account. Okay, this is the rectification entry. So what is narration being? Rent paid wrongly credited to the rent account instead of debiting it, now rectified or now corrected. Okay, so this is the journal rectification entry. Now here write down fourth one, rent account debtor to suspense account. To suspense account, that is rupees 3,500. Okay, 3,500. Fifth one, the total of the sales book was overcast by rupees 6,000. Total of the sales book was overcast by rupees 6,000. Here the case is overcast. So first write down the journal entry. Cash account debtor to sales account. Cash account debtor to sales account. Here they are telling sales book that is overcasted. Overcast by rupees 6,000. By rupees 6,000. See here. This account that is overcast by rupees 6,000. What I said? If there is the case, that is if the case is that is overcast, what we have to do? We need to cancel this extra amount by send it to the other side. Only in the case of overstate. Here sales book was overcast by rupees 6,000. Here what we have to do? We need to send this account to the other side. We need to send this account to the other side. Means here what we have to do? We have to debit the sales account and credit the suspense account. That's it. In the case of undercast, overcast, suspense account will come. This is the case of overcast. Means we will credit the sales account, but in the case of overcast, we have to send this account to the other side. means we need to cancel this extra amount. So what is the rectification entry? Here sales account is credited, we have to debit the sales account. Okay, see here fifth one, sales account debtor to suspense account, sales account debtor to suspense account, that is rupees 6,000. Okay, I hope this problem is clear to you all. If not, please leave a comment. Okay, thank you.